Hi guys, and welcome to my channel, Changing Phases Tarot. So happy to have you here with me today. Now today's reading is an extended weekend reading focusing on the energies surrounding us during the weekend of the 15th through the 17th of February. Okay, I have already shuffled off camera to save a little bit of time here. For the reading, I'm using the Sun and Moon Tarot deck by Vanessa Decort. And there's an additional oracle card here from the Earth Magic deck. That's by Stephen D. Farmer. Just a reminder, these are general readings, so the messages may or may not resonate. Okay, the only way to get a truly personalized reading would be to order a private reading from me. If you're interested, all of the information can be found in the description box below this video. Okay, so we have in the past position, so the energy coming into the weekend, right? We have the King of Swords, followed by the King of Pentacles, and the outbound energy for the weekend, Major Arcana number 4, the Emperor, and from the bottom of the deck, the overall energy for the weekend, we have the Four of Swords. In this deck, it's called Truce. And the oracle card that came out is Whale, and it's called Breach. And we'll take a look at this after we go through the main reading. And the Four of Swords came out in the weekly, in the dailies this week, the Four of Swords. And interesting because we have two court cards, Major Arcana, right? And the two court cards are both kings. So you might be dealing with lots of people here, right? So there might be an air sign individual that's significant this weekend, might be an earth sign individual who's playing a significant role. Both of these, they're typically older energy, more mature energy, so could be a father figure, could be your own father, father of your children. If so, this King of Swords would typically be an older air sign individual. So Libra, Gemini, Aquarius. This King of Pentacles, an older, more mature earth sign individual. Virgo, Taurus, Capricorn. And the Emperor is associated with the sign of Aries. So a fire sign, right? Aries with the Emperor. Now starting off here with the overall energy, this Four of Swords, and it's called Truce. And we usually associate the Four of Swords with rest, recuperation, right? Healing, retreating from the world, taking some time out to recuperate, to heal mentally, physically, emotionally. And in this deck, it's called Truce. So there might be a need to, to reach this, or to have a truce, to reach this, truce over the weekend, possibly with one of these individuals that appear. But if we think about what comes immediately before the Four of Swords, the Three of Swords, it is a difficult energy, right? The Three of Swords speaks of heartache, of heartbreak, of disappointment. And so, after a situation like that, what is needed is this rest, this recuperation, right? To heal, but also to figure out next steps, right? So there is this this need to think about, to plan, where is it that you're going from here? Because it is the suit of swords, which is air energy. It has to do with our mind. It's the suit of the intellect. It's where we come up with our ideas. It's also communication, how we get those ideas across to other people. So negotiation, right? Reaching this truth. So negotiating with other people, being open, being willing to listen to other people's points of view, to find that common ground, the common ground, to reach a truce, to be open and receptive to listening to other people as well with this Four of Swords energy. Now, looking at the other cards, the three together, King of Swords is, a very fast-paced energy. You see, he has his sword drawn, he comes charging in, ready for battle, right? Ready to take on anything. And as the King of the Suit of Swords, he's somebody who, he's very much about using his intellect, right? He's very good at coming up with new ways of thinking, of coming up with again, if there is a truce to be had, or if you need to kind of come up with this new way of thinking or a new a new idea, this King of Swords is definitely the one who could do that. He's very he's a very excellent thinker, of coming up with new ideas. He's very rational. He's very just. He holds the swords of justice here, of truth. And so, he's very smart. He's very focused, he's heading off in this direction. It's like his eye is on the prize here. So again, if it could be a person, if this isn't a person, this could be you taking on the energy of this King of Swords and just being very, very resolute, very, very focused on something, and really, you're kind of heading towards it here with your sight set on something. Now, the King of Pentacles coming after it, again, could be a person, but he's, the opposite of this King of Swords in that he's the slow and steady wins the race. So he's very slow moving. He's very dependable, right? He also has his sight set on something, and he won't give up, right? He'll definitely reach it. And as the King of Pentacles, he's very grounded. He's very practical. He's very dependable. He's also, he's mastered his suit, which means that, the suit of Pentacles deals with the tangible things here in the material realm. And so he's usually, he's very, he's financially stable, secure. He knows how to make money. He's good at managing his money. He's very successful. Sometimes he can be like a healer, he can be a doctor. And again, he's very focused, he's very he's very down to earth, this King of Pentacles. Knows what he wants and will just, won't stop until he gets it. Now, the Emperor, this Aries, right? Major Arcana. And you actually have 2 4s in the spread, and 4s in the tarot are, they're very stable energy, right? They're solid, represent structure. And this Emperor is all about structure. He's about leadership. He's kind of a born leader, and he's very much about following, the structure, the norms of society, right? So sometimes he can, yes, he's a strong figure, but he's really about following, the societal norms. So think of, the ways that we're supposed to do things in society, right? That's sort of the Emperor here. He's also a good leader, so he's not afraid to begin a new challenge. He's a traveler, even quite adventurous, as this Aries fire energy, right? And he's holding this, he has the globe in his lap, right? Representing this sort of vision or global view of things. It can also have to do with, international. So again, this not being afraid of traveling, of adventuring out. And he also has, there's the phoenix on his shield here, representing him for this, rebirth and inner transformation. So there's a lot of, I love this deck because there are a lot of symbols, right, that maybe we don't get in all of the tarot decks. But this one, it does have quite a few different images on it. So, looking at these together, there's this very peaceful, calm, retreating energy, reflecting, healing, reaching this truce, this middle ground, reflecting on where you go from here. But then looking at the spread, there's a lot to do with, mental energy and focusing on these new ideas, going after this new, whatever this new thing is, and then going about it in a very structured way. So with the Emperor, if there's a traditional way of doing things, doing things by the book, that usually the Emperor coming out, it's, you need to sort of do things that way. So following these traditions and not getting too far, or not thinking too much outside of the box here, just more focused and doing things in a more traditional manner. The King of Pentacles can be more traditional in the sense that he's very down to earth, very practical. So that, a situation that you might need to see eye to eye with somebody on. And it can be, within the work sector. This can be just more of a, dealing with other people, like a relationship type of, even dealing with friends or families. There might be this need to reach this truce, right? To have this, define this, this sort of peaceful middle ground between you and the other person. Let's take a look at this oracle card, Whale, and see what it adds to the reading. Let me find it here. So it says, Whale. Here we go. Found it. Okay, so the main message on the card, it says, it is time to take a break. Not just a coffee break, but a respite from the usual environment you find yourself in. That trip you wanted to take, go for it. Tired of being indoors, make it a point to get outside. You have become so attached to your surroundings that you have created them within an illusion of safety. Yet it is not these things that make you feel safe. Rather, the familiarity you have imbued in your surroundings have generated this false sense of security. Taking time away from the familiar is literally about changing your external environment in a significant way, such as doing something unusual or perhaps something you have always wanted to experience. Another perspective is breaking through the barrier of beliefs that have constricted you in any way from being who you truly are. This is your opportunity to do some intentional breaching of those traditional thought patterns, which will open you to different worlds and perspectives. Which is interesting because the Emperor here, he has, that world, and I was talking about the world, and then the Truce card is all about taking a break, retreating, right? Reflecting. And there could be a need for you to, to withdraw and kind of, it might be a good weekend to get away, to retreat, go away by yourself even if that's possible, right? Change your environment in some way. And I think it's interesting that you have, the very masculine energy here, right? These two kings, and then the Emperor is sort of the king of kings, right? He's the ultimate male, the ultimate father figure, patriarchal figure in the tarot, whereas the kings, they rule over their kingdoms. He rules over his empire, so an even greater responsibility. And he's very much about protecting what is his home, his family. So very, a lot of masculine energy with these, obviously, like I said, that could be male or female, but just looking at, two kings and the Emperor, very masculine energy here. But a need to get away, a need to withdraw, to, try to get out of your familiar surroundings. Even if it's not possible for you to get away for the entire weekend, just, do something to remove yourself from your, the things that you always do. And I think that it's, it's a necessary, it's a necessary rest and recuperation time to reflect on, what it is that you want, where it is that you're going. So interesting cards for this weekend. So I do hope that the messages have helped. I thank you for joining me today. I look forward to reading for you again, and just know that I'm sending you much peace, love, and light for a wonderful weekend. Bye for now.